Welcome back. This is day 2 of the Hog Auckland chapter weekend away, the double hard ass run. Yesterday we rode from Auckland to Wellington, coming down through on the Napier side of the country, down over the Rimatakas and into Wellington. Had a great night in Wellington. This is the next day. We're heading back to Auckland. Now Wellington is the nation's capital, and since we're down here we thought it will seem only the right thing to do would be to swing by the Parliament buildings and take a photo opportunity outside the Beehive, which is the executive wing of the New Zealand Government of the Parliament buildings. So that's where we're on our way to now, heading down the terrace. We're going to swing across onto Bowen Street, and from there we're going to take a few quick moments, line up the bikes and get a photo opportunity before striking our way north. So yeah, let's have a look at this. Not a bad way to start the day, I think. Now, I probably should emphasise this isn't something you should really do any old day of the week, but it's pretty early on a Sunday morning. This is before 8 AM in the morning. It's a Sunday. It's of no particular significance this weekend, so there's no one around. This seems like a good opportunity to line up the bikes, get off the bikes for a few moments. We were here for maybe, well, not even 5 minutes, I don't think, less than that. Stop the bikes, line them up, took a photo opportunity, and then we're on our way. So yeah, grab the moment. So on that note, and having ticked that box, we now bid farewell to Wellington and start striking our way north. Our first stop, we're heading up to Sanson. We're going to stop at Viv's Kitchen, fabulous place. We're going to eat some breakfast there, and speaking for myself, I'm for sure going to have a cream horn as part of my breakfast. Viv's Kitchen, if you don't know it, it's a themed diner, cafe restaurant in Sanson, which is just a short distance from Bulls. And their specialty is cream horns. The rest of the food they do is amazing also. Now, we were lucky enough to stop there just a couple of weeks before this particular trip on our return ride from the South Island tour, so I was pretty stoked when Greg said that he was planning to bring the ride into Viv's Kitchen at Sanson on the way back up from Wellington for our breakfast. So yeah, sure was a welcome diversion, and this was our longest break on the way up. We've probably spent, well, as long as it takes for 21 people to get breakfast and eat it. It's probably about 40 minutes maybe we spent there. That was our longest stop. And by the time we left Viv's, it was just after 10:30 in the morning, I think. I did have a time signal flash up before. I think it was 10:30. So that's after we'd eaten breakfast. The ride from the Beehive up to Viv's, it's about 140 kilometres. So we're travelling on now. We're heading straight on up. We're going to go through to Whanganui, where we're going to throw a bit of fuel on the bikes, and from there we're going to head up, mostly sticking to State Highway 3, which is still a really interesting ride. It's up on the inland side of Mount Taranaki, and then up the coast and over Mount Messenger, heading up towards Te Kuiti. So let's start enjoying this landscape. It's different again from what we came down in yesterday. Now, we didn't run into too much in the way of roadworks on the way, going north or south, but every now and again something like what we're riding over here, 30k zone, with a lot of loose chip, a lot of loose gravel. They've just put down on some fresh road. We did come across some of these, and you do have to be careful because those stone chips will throw up and give you a bit of a bang, give the bike a little bit of a tickle. So yeah, you do need to look out for those things. If it says 30, it really does mean it, because those loose chips can fly up with some of these big wheels in these bikes. Anyway, the bridge we just crossed back there was the Whanganui River Bridge, and we're making our way up towards the BP Service Centre on London Street. So round this roundabout, a little bit up the way, there was another group of bikes. I didn't quite get them all in the picture, but they were coming down towards us. A lot of people out riding today because it was an absolutely perfect day for riding. None of us have got our wets on today because it was completely unnecessary. We had sunshine that took us all the way up. And I left this piece in because we sure did stop at a few fuel stations on the way, and this is definitely part of touring. Whether you're on 2 wheels or 4, you're going to be spending plenty of time throwing the pump into the vehicle and give yourself enough juice to keep going for the next leg. Anyway, as you can see now, it's just getting on for midday. We're approaching Patea, and that means we're still heading up the coast in the South Taranaki region. When we reach to Hawera, we're going to be swinging inland, which will leave then Mount Taranaki on our left. We're going to be striking north, and that'll take us up through Stratford and heading towards to the coast. We'll see the Tasman Sea once more. A very unfortunate car here coming up on the left. Certainly seen better days. Another section of State Highway 3. It's a pretty good road. There's lots of opportunities to pass slow moving traffic or heavy farm vehicles, and we certainly took those opportunities wherever we could. You've got to remember there's 20 bikes. I'm right at the front here, I'm in position 3, but there's a decent sized group of riders behind me, so it comes back down to looking out for the rider behind you, look out for the rider in front. So make sure there's room for you to go when you go, but when you overtake somebody, do it smartly, do it quickly, and leave room for the guy behind you to slot in as well. So in that way the ride can just organically stretch and grow as required, and make the most of every overtaking opportunity that presents so everybody can use it, while at the same time keeping the group together and keeping everybody safe. Now for a little while here we've been travelling behind just a bog standard red car, but in front of it's been a lovely old classic American gas guzzler. I looked it up, it's a Buick LeSabre 1963, beautiful car. We're going to be passing it in a very short period of time. Look at this thing, what an amazing car. 62 years old and still going strong, more power to it. Now very soon we're going to be arriving into Hawera on State Highway 3, and that's going to be our signal to turn right and head up towards Stratford. Now as we're travelling down the main street of Stratford, Broadway it's called, State Highway 3, we're coming up towards a roundabout intersection. At that intersection you'll see the sign indicating turn right. It'll take you down to the Forgotten Highway, the fabulous Whangamomana Hotel. We went up there last November for the Northern Thunder Hog Rally. Fantastic event, and an awesome ride up there, partway up the Forgotten Highway. And with the magic of video editing, we're now on Mount Messenger, still on State Highway 3, but this is now at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so we've been riding for a little while. We're on Mokau Road. Now coming over Mount Messenger, it was dry conditions, so that was good. There was a lot of traffic, not so good, so it was a bit of a slower ride. The last time we came over here there was also a lot of traffic. That was after the Northern Thunder Rally last November, but as well as all that traffic it was heaving down with rain, so it was fairly unpleasant. It was nice to see it in good weather conditions, and as we came down the coast it really looked amazing. That's the Tasman Sea out there to the left, Awakino Beach, and we're on State Highway 3 forging our way northwards. Now it's an hour and a half later since the last viewing that we had coming up by Awakino Beach, which means we've been through Awakino Gorge in the meantime. There was some fantastic riding through there, but for whatever reason I didn't manage to capture that on film. I think I had a camera malfunction, or I didn't know if it was recording or not. Well, looking back through the footage I can tell you it wasn't recording. Anyway, here we are in Te Kuiti. Still conditions are magnificent, and we're just pulling over for a quick stop and regroup and restart. So once again in real time, we'll see how long it takes for the tail end Charlie to come past. This time it's Mike on the orange street glide. We should see him sail past pretty shortly. And there's Mike right there, so as soon as there's a break in the traffic we're pulling back out into it again, and we'll be heading up from here up to Otrahonga, From there we're going to make a fuel stop, and that'll be the last fuel stop of this double hard ass weekend. The last and final stop from there will be at the Mercer Service Centre, the Muddy Waters Irish Bar. Here we are riding along Kawhia Road. That means we've already stopped at Otrahonga, had our briefing, everybody's topped up with gas. And at that time I mentioned to Greg, hey look, I'm going to be travelling at the rear now because I've only got about 50 k's to go before I have a little birthday, me and the bike. It's going to be hitting 100,000 kilometres on the road. So I was at the back, the two tail-end Charlies were behind me, and when that particular milestone came around, I pulled over the side of the road, took a photograph. Both the tail-end Charlies stopped with me, and then we hit the road again, catch up to the group. So it didn't take too long to catch them back up because we had open roads and we could just fly along. And that's the little milestone that happened during the ride back on the double hard ass. So let's talk a little bit about State Highway 39. This is definitely in the heart of the Waikato now. And 39, it's a great little great road to be on. It's usually much lighter traffic. It's certainly a whole lot more interesting than going up the main highway. And you get a real chance to see a bit of the country, you get a bit of a chance to flex the legs of your vehicle while enjoying some amazing views. So that's what road trips are all about, isn't it? Now one thing on country roads, you do need to be prepared for the possibility of there being stock around, stock being moved, or farm vehicles travelling slowly on the road or pulling out. So yeah, just got to keep your wits about you at all times, be prepared for anything as it goes. Now of course we didn't get back on the motorway in any usual way. We just passed through Parongi a little bit earlier, travelling along Kakarā Road, and then we turned right up to road that, well, I'd been on before, Midway Road. Thought, yeah, this is interesting, I wonder where this is going to go. I thought I knew, but I was wrong because we turned left pretty much straight away and down a road called Hams Road. That was a really interesting ride that took us up to towards I think we got on the motorway, the Waikato Expressway at Oheniwai, but hadn't been this way before. Really enjoyable, so thanks again Greg, mapped out an amazing route for us. I'm really enjoying looking back through this footage. The riding was awesome, but also looking at the weather conditions we had, they're amazing. As I'm putting this together now in the month of July, and it's been pretty wet outside for days. We've had a succession of cancelled rides over the last few weekends. I'm really happy for all of us with the amount of riding that we got done in the first half of this year. We really made the most of it, so never let a chance go by. Oh, and if you're curious when this ride actually happened, because I don't think I've mentioned it in either this video or the last one showing day one, the ride down Auckland to Wellington. If you haven't seen that, you should see it. But anyway, this was on the weekend of the 8th and 9th of March, so a few months ago now, and yeah, it shows the weather was nothing like this now. Now as we're travelling along Falkirk Road, this is the last of the, I guess, country scenic riding that we're going to be doing, because in a very short time we're going to be getting ourselves onto the highway, State Highway 1, the Waikato Expressway, and then it's just going to be a high-speed run for us all the way up to Mercer, the service centre, where we will stop, have a little bit of a drink together, congratulate each other, and then after that the ride is officially over and everybody makes their own way home. Now as you can see, we've made it onto the expressway. It's 5 PM in the afternoon, still plenty of light because it's only March, as I just mentioned before. Yeah, we've still got a little bit of a way to go before we get to Mercer, which is good. Just gives us time to reflect and remember this amazing weekend. It really has been something special. As far as I'm aware, there hasn't been a double hard ass weekend before, and while plenty of us have done the Auckland-Wellington or Wellington-Auckland ride in a day when we're heading to the South Island, for example, or for other reasons, and 1s and 2s and 3s. It's another thing altogether to be going out with a group of 20 bikes. It was just amazing. So great piece of organisational effort and vision to set this ride up for us. So big thanks from all of us to Greg, the road captain, who really went above and beyond and putting this ride together. And did I mention that he had to ride it first, both down and up, to make sure it was all going to work, the roads were okay? Yeah, absolutely superb effort, mate. So we're all grateful and looking forward to the next hard ass. Doesn't need to be a double header next time, just make it easy on yourself, just give us one. Anyway, on the left there is the mighty Waikato River, shining like a jewel, which means we're getting a little bit close to the Mercer off-ramp where the Mercer Service Centre is. We're going to be stopping in at the Muddy Waters Irish pub. We're going to have a little beverage there to salute the conclusion of the inaugural double hard ass. So we certainly had a great time. And on that note, as we pull into the Mercer Service Centre, I'm going to just let this one run out as we find a parking space in front. So if you've stuck with us so far, thanks for watching. Come on back next week, there'll be a change of pace. We're going to be probably putting up a half-day Hog Saturday ride in the Auckland region. So let's see what Auckland has to offer. I think you'll find it's going to be a pretty interesting ride. Catch you then. In the meantime, take care out there, ride safe, have fun. See you on the next one.